You see that 30-hour job posting and think you've made it. $62,000 a year? Financial freedom? Finally, you can breathe. But here's what they're not telling you. Before you even see your first paycheck, the government takes their cut, roughly $1,500 to $600 in federal and state taxes, plus another $4,700 for Social Security and Medicare. Now let's talk about the real costs of that job. Your daily commute, that's $3,200 a year in gas and wear on your car. Work clothes, dry cleaning, grabbing lunch because you're too exhausted to meal prep, add another $2,500. Childcare while you're at the office, tack on $12,000 if you're lucky. Do the math with me. $41,700 minus $17,700 in work-related expenses equals $24,000. You're actually making $12 an hour, half of what they promised. But it gets worse. You're trading 2,080 hours of your life, your kids' soccer games, your health, your dreams, for a wage that barely covers inflation. Meanwhile, your boss is leveraging your labor to build their wealth. The system is rigged, and financial literacy is your only weapon. Here's what you need to do right now. Stop trading hours for dollars and start building assets that work for you. Hit that subscribe button because in my next video, I'm breaking down 3 strategies that helped me escape the hourly trap and build real generational wealth. The time to act is today, not tomorrow. Your financial freedom depends on it. Now I know what some of you are thinking. But I need this job. I have bills to pay. I can't just quit. And you're absolutely right. I'm not telling you to walk out tomorrow. What I'm telling you is that you need to see the game before you can win the game. The psychological trap. They don't want you to know. Let me tell you about Sarah. Sarah worked at a marketing firm making $32 an hour. Felt pretty good about herself. She'd tell her friends, I'm making good money now. But Sarah was exhausted. Every Sunday night, she'd get that sinking feeling in her stomach. Every Monday morning, she'd hit snooze 4 times. One day, Sarah actually sat down and calculated her true hourly rate. After taxes, commuting, professional development courses her company required but didn't pay for, and the therapist she needed because of work stress, she was making $11.43 an hour. She could have worked at Costco for $8 an hour with better benefits and been ahead financially. But here's the real kicker, and this is where it gets dark. Her employer knew this. They designed it this way. The corporate illusion, how they keep you running on a hamster wheel. Big corporations have spent billions studying human psychology. They know exactly how to keep you trapped. They give you a title that sounds impressive. Senior associate, account executive, regional coordinator. Sounds important, right? It costs them nothing, but it keeps your ego fed just enough that you don't question the math. They offer competitive salary, which really means competitive with other companies that are also underpaying you. They dangle the carrot of a 3% annual raise, which doesn't even keep up with inflation. You're actually getting poorer every year while feeling like you're moving forward. And the most insidious part? They've convinced you that wanting more makes you greedy, that questioning the system makes you entitled, that you should be grateful for the opportunity. Grateful for making them rich while you stay broke? Let me show you the real numbers. They hide. Here's what your employer actually pays for you versus what you see. Your 30-hour equals $62,000 to $400 annually. But your employer's true cost is closer to $87,000 when you factor in their share of payroll taxes, benefits, and overhead. They're paying almost $42 an hour for your labor. Now, how much revenue are you generating for them? If you're in sales, consulting, or any client-facing role, you're probably bringing in 3 to 5 times your salary. That means you're generating between $187,000 and $312,000 in revenue annually. Let that sink in. You create $250,000 in value. They pay you $62,000. And after taxes and expenses, you take home $24,000. You're getting less than 10% of the value you create. The golden handcuffs, benefits that keep you chained. But what about my health insurance, my 401k match, my 2 weeks of vacation? Now, let's break this down because this is where they really get you. That health insurance, if you're a family of 4, comparable marketplace insurance costs about $200 a month or $1,400 a year. Sounds like a lot until you realize you could negotiate that into your salary if you were a contractor or business owner. Plus, you're still paying premiums, deductibles, and co-pays out of pocket. The 401k match? Most companies match 3-5% if you contribute. That's maybe $3,000 a year of wire-free money, but only if you can afford to put in your own money first. And it's locked up until you're 65. They're literally paying you with your own future money to keep you compliant today. 2 weeks vacation? That's 4% of the year, and half of you don't even take it because of the culture or because you are drowning in work. You are donating free labor back to a company that would replace you within 2 weeks if you dropped dead tomorrow. I'm not trying to depress you. I'm trying to wake you up. The alternative path. Nobody talks about. Here's what changed everything for me and what I see working for thousands of others. Instead of selling my time, I started selling results. Instead of trading hours for dollars, I built systems that worked whether I showed up or not. When I was making 28 hours as an employee, I thought I was doing okay. Then I started freelancing on the side. Same work, but charging per project instead of per hour. Suddenly that work that took me 3 hours was worth $500, not 84. That's 166 hours. Same skills, same effort, 6 times the money. Why? Because I was finally capturing the value I created instead of accepting whatever scraps the corporate structure decided I deserved. Then I took it further. I created digital products, courses, templates, guides that I built once but sold hundreds of times. That's when the real shift happened. I went from trading time for money to building assets that generated income 24/7, the 3 levels of financial evolution. Level 1, you trade time for money. This is where most people stay forever. It's safe, predictable, and guarantees you'll never be wealthy. Level 2, you trade results for money. You charge based on value delivered, not hours worked. This is where you can finally breathe and start building real wealth. Level 3, you build systems that generate money without your direct time investment. This is where you achieve actual freedom. Most people never make it past level 1 because they're too scared, too comfortable, or too brainwashed by the system to even try. Your wake-up call starts now. Look, I get it. This is uncomfortable. It's easier to believe that working hard and staying loyal will eventually pay off. It's easier to trust that your employer has your best interests at heart. But the data doesn't lie. CEO compensation has increased 160% since 1978, while typical worker compensation has risen just 18%. The wealth gap isn't an accident, it's engineered. You have 2 choices. Keep playing a game that's rigged against you, or learn the real rules and start building wealth on your own terms. In the next video, I'm revealing the exact 3 strategies I used to go from that 28-hour trap to building a 6-figure income working half the hours. No gimmicks, no get-rich-quick schemes, just proven financial frameworks that actually work. But you have to make a decision right now. Subscribe and commit to your financial education, or keep scrolling and stay exactly where you are. The choice is yours. Choose wisely.